All right, folks, wanted to go live today, talk about this big game we got coming up and then all this coaching chaos. There's so many big games this weekend. It's nice to get into the season heavily to where all these games are so important. And I wanted to get Chillmon on here to discuss it a little bit with me and react to some of this. We're going to start out talking about the SEC games this week. And then, of course, we'll talk about Oklahoma and Tennessee, the dark mode, all of that. And we're going to talk about the coaching carousel, which is out of hand at this point. When I tell you it's bad out there, I mean, we've already fired 3 SEC coaches and probably getting ready to fire some more if I had to guess.
Yeah.
It's getting a little bit ugly for sure. I think this is how the SEC office feels right now.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 coaches already. And like I said, I think we're going to see another 1 or 2 here pretty soon. As a matter of fact, we've got one ball game coming up that is going to be very interesting, and that's Kentucky versus Auburn. And I think if Hugh loses, he's in big trouble. Let me pull up these SEC games for a moment here, and we'll kind of go from there. Let's see. This is the SEC right here. Yeah, this game right here, Kentucky versus Auburn at 7:30. Auburn is favored by 11, Chillmont.
Where are they playing, Auburn?
They're at Auburn. I think if Hugh Freeze gets beat by Kentucky, which I don't see Kentucky winning an SEC game this year.
Yeah.
How do you keep Hugh Freeze? Because Kentucky's 0 for the season in the SEC, and they won 1 game last year. I think they were 1-7. So don't you have to do something?
Yeah, they're like 1-20 or whatever it is. But boy, I don't know how he survives it.
They haven't.
I think you got to make a move. He has talent. He has money, and he just wouldn't go out and get a good quarterback, which has bit him in the butt.
Yeah, it's killed him.
And how many times have we talked about how important a good quarterback is? We got a good quarterback this year. How much better is our offense? Oh, they're number 1 offense in the SEC. What a shock! Yeah.
Makes a huge – as a matter of fact, let's take a look at the SEC leaders right now, and you'll see who's got the number 1 offense. As you can see, Tennessee's number 1 right now, averaging 45 points a game. 45, folks, is what Tennessee's averaging. And that's what happens when you get a Josh Heupel offense and you get a quarterback that's accurate and can go fast and throw on time and throw with anticipation. It goes very quickly.
I know we talked about this, John, where it's 2022 all over again. Great offense, not so good defense.
Yeah, I know it. That's exactly. It's like, God, if we had last year's defense, we'd probably be undefeated or close to it. But I'm wondering let's talk about Jermod McCoy a little bit. Tennessee defense has been ripped because of we lost our 2 shutdown cornerbacks. And it looks like I know Gibson's out for the year, but Jermod McCoy might be able to come back. It won't be this game, I don't believe. He's out. Yeah. But it could be, we got a bye week, then we got like New Mexico or whoever. That'd give him another few weeks. He might could play.
Yeah, that Florida game would loom large. And if we could get him back to Florida, that would be a major help. But, we lose those 2 guys, plus we lose a couple of key guys on the defensive line, which is why we struggled to stop the run. And, there's only so much depth you can have. And we had depth, but it was all young guys, especially at cornerback. And you lose 2 of the 2 of the best cornerbacks in the country, probably the best in the country. And, that just totally throws off your defensive plan. You have to go into that soft zone instead of being able to man cover receivers like we did last year, which made you have to try to run the ball, which we stuffed because we had such a great defensive line.
Yeah, that's tough when you lose those two cornerbacks. Like say, Gibson's I think my understanding he's got a upper body injury that's for the year.
Yeah.
So McCoy might be able to come back. You know, Colton Hood's done an admirable job, and it looks like he's off the injury list, which is significant. I mean, without him, we're just got a freshman and then probably another backup freshman or something. I mean, it'd be pretty bad. It would be a monster boost if we got Jermod McCoy back, you know. But here's the thing. We have to, if whoever wins this game, let me pull this back up. Actually, not this one. Sorry. Let's see, the SEC games. This is a monster game for us for the simple fact of whoever gets in the playoff. Because whoever wins this game, Oklahoma and Tennessee, they're in good shape for the playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, one of these teams is out. I can go ahead and tell you, whoever loses this ball game Saturday night is out of the playoff.
Yeah, this is the rest of the season. I mean, our playoff potential is on the line every game, and it doesn't get easier from here. We got Florida on the road, and we got Vanderbilt. How is Vanderbilt good?
Dude, they're number 9 in the country, and they're playing Texas this week. And if Texas loses, they're holding on by just the claws. I mean, they're just barely holding on to playoff hopes with Manning's been struggling pretty mightily. I don't know how they won that game against Mississippi State. That was just unbelievable.
Yeah, they got kind of lucky there. But, you know, even Sarkisian might be they're not going to fire him, but he might be on the hot seat after this season if he loses another game or two, because they're not going to settle for that at Texas either.
Well, there's talk he might want to go to the NFL. Now, if that happens, you're going to see a coaching carousel like you've never seen before, because that's the top job when it comes to college football because of the money. Texas has unlimited money and a great recruiting footprint.
And Texas is one of the best recruiting states there is. They've got a ton of talent down there.
Yep, and all that oil money. I mean, they paid a guy $76 million not to coach.
Yeah,
that's how stupid money they have. That's how much dumb, stupid money.
That's it. And man, I still can't believe they did that. And Jimbo's laughing all the way to the bank. But
Manning. I'm sorry, Manning. I know he was in concussion protocol. They going to start his backup. Is that what I'm hearing? He's in now. Like I said, it's it's Thursday.
That may change things.
You never know. That's a real tricky thing. That concussion protocol it's tough to know. Yeah, Texas,
they're very careful with it.
Yeah. Well, and it's really their defense has been fine, but their offense has been terrible, and that's because, I mean, I've been watching Manning all year. His anticipation throws are not there. He holds the ball. He's doing the Jackson Arnold thing, which is what got Arnold benched, and will probably get Hugh Freeze fired. You can't hold the ball.
No, and that's what the same thing Nico did.
Yeah, you cannot hold the ball. You have to throw with anticipation, and you've got to know where the ball's going. Really, as you're looking at the defense, you've got to have a really good idea where you're going with that ball. And then if you can't get it to your first guy, you'd better get it to your second, or you'd better make a decision, because it's over after that. You've got 3-4 seconds, and then it's done. So.
Well, that was the thing. When that's what I knew Joey was going to be a really good quarterback. I was with my son. We were watching the game, and it was one of the touchdown throws, maybe a 25-yard touchdown throw into the end zone. And Joey doesn't throw it to where the guy is, and the guy's not open.
Yeah.
Okay. And he throws it to the end zone, where a wide open area in the end zone where he's going to be.
Yeah.
He had the anticipation and the ability to say, okay, nobody's there right this second, but he's going to be, and the ball and the receiver just went like this. Boom.
Oh yeah. Well, that's how you throw for 400 yards.
Easy touchdown. I said, Nico never could do that. Neither could Joe Milton. And my son and I were high-fiving and everything.
Yeah.
Said, now we got a quarterback.
Oh yeah. They waited until the guy was open, and then they tried to throw a missile at him.
Yeah.
Which is not a really catchable ball.
They tried to throw a 50 BMG, and that's fine, but it's nearly impossible to catch unless you hit him in the chest, and even then it's hard.
Yeah, some of those passes that I remember Joe would throw, and Nico became Mr. Overthrow as well. And you haven't seen that with Joey. Joey hit every long pass. He was 20 of 26. He had a 60-yard bomb that was 60-yard throw in the air, not a 60-yard completion, because it was a 75-yard completion.
Yeah, he's a total gamer.
I mean, it looked like a butterfly with sore feet landing in his hands. I was like, that is just beautiful. I mean, that's a long throw.
He's the man. And, man, hopefully, don't know if he will. I mean, if he continues to have this good a year, he might try to go on to the pros. But, man, I'd love to have him another year. Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. These SEC games. Let me see here.
And John, this is the stupidest thing, and we've talked about this, and you did a video about it. The SEC is a horrible meat grinder, and we're going to make it even more so because we got a moron in charge of the SEC.
Oh, you don't even want to get me started on Sankey. He's such a dummy. He is such a big dummy. And I'll tell you,
what a dumb trick.
There are teams that will never, ever not get in the playoff now because of that. I can name the ones for you. Well, first of all, Ohio State would have made it anyway. But they never have to worry about getting the playoff moving forward. They're golden. Yeah. And also Oregon is golden. And like I said, they probably would have got there anyway. But now that
Notre Dame is already golden, but Clemson will be golden. At least two teams out of the ACC will be golden. And they just basically gave out of the SEC an automatic 8 bids.
Yeah, it's not pretty. It was a huge mistake by Sankey. We also lose a home game every other year, which just kills the market around Knoxville and all those college towns. I mean that hurts so bad. Over a lousy $5 million to the college, and then the city loses $20 million. It's the dumbest move in the world.
Knoxville and Neyland Stadium during a big ball game will sell $5 million worth of drinks.
Yeah, Sankey.
Okay. Forget the tickets, forget the hotels, forget the restaurant. They'll sell that much in alcohol between the town and Neyland Stadium. And it's just so stupid. It just drives me crazy. And I said this when they were first spitballing that idea. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. You're turning a meat grinder into an industrial strength meat grinder.
Yeah, Greg Sankey sucks.
Are you stupid or something?
That was Hugh for Sankey. That was meant for Sankey. Although I had to put Hugh on there because of all his quarterback decisions that have sucked. God, but let's take a look at some more. We'll go into the regular games too. Ohio State's got a big game against Penn State. I want to talk about that for a minute, but let me get back in this SEC for a second. This one, this South Carolina Ole Miss is really important for Florida and LSU because they both want Lane Kiffin, and LSU has been sniffing around Knoxville about Josh Heupel. But this game's a monster game for South Carolina because they're like 1-4, 3-5 for the year. And this was supposed to be – look, they've had the number one quarterback in everybody's book with Lenore Sellers, and they can't protect him.
Yeah.
So, Shane Beamer is going to be on the hot seat bad. Ole Miss is probably going to beat them. So
I would think so.
Coach.
That could very well be the next coach to go down, depending on how that game goes.
Well, Virginia would love to have him because of his dad, but I don't know. The timing's not going to go right because Virginia Tech, I think, is going to hire James Franklin. There's tons of talk of James Franklin going to Virginia Tech, by the way.
And that'd be ideal for Franklin because now you're in mud. You're in an easier conference and a place where the expectation is not a national championship every year.
Yeah, he could go down there and do a Lane Kiffin and get 9 wins a year, 10, something like that. And they would be thrilled. They would be thrilled, happy as can be. They've got a great fan base. Virginia Tech's got a phenomenal fan base. They are.
Oh, they do.
They're chaotic. They love their team. So I think that would be a great fit for them. That would also help Penn State out if he would get a quick job. But my understanding is they're negotiating. That's what I'm hearing is that it's close.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
That's such a home run for Virginia Tech. Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be
That'd be a major splash hire for them.
Yeah. Now, this Ole Miss game against South Carolina, again, I think Ole Miss is going to get into the playoff, and that just totally screws over Florida in a major way.
It does,
Because,
yeah.
I mean, the timing is impossible. If he makes it to the semis, it's impossible. You know, he just has to win one game.
Yeah. As much as the Florida fans were praying for Florida to lose so they'd fire their coach, they're also praying for Ole Miss to lose because they want the chance to get Kiffin.
Well, where they screwed up, and I mean they screwed up big time on this. They should have fired Billy Napier last year when they had the opportunity in the middle of the season. They had a Mayflower truck out in front of his house. Just let him go. They would have had the first pick of any coach out there, and Lane missed the playoff last year. So, I mean, it would have been a golden opportunity to go in there, swoop in there, get him. They would have had a great year this year because Lane would have worked with that talent. He'd have brought in a bunch of transfers, and Florida would be sitting there with one loss right now, and they'd be crowing, waiting for us to come down there into the swamp. But no, they had to wait a year, and that's that Strickland knucklehead that won't hire Lane and loves Billy Napier. So they end up destroying yet another season that they had to suffer through. And they're still going to have to pay him a ton of money, and now they're probably not going to get the guy they wanted. So that athletic director, you see, but you can't fire him because they won a national title in basketball. So, you know, he's got an insurance policy right there.
And Kiffin's a phallus cranium, but imagine what he would do with Florida's quarterback.
Yeah. Well, or he'd bring in it doesn't matter. He'd
bring in his own guy, but he's an offensive
Yeah, he would
dude.
do well. He would.
That's why he continues to thrive in the SEC, because he's an offensive guy. You got to have an offensive coach.
Yeah,
the defensive coaches don't cut it anymore.
That LSU governor came out and was talking about the athletic director at LSU. The LSU athletic director is the same guy that paid $76 million to Jimbo Fisher. He's now the guy that's paying $53 million to Brian Kelly. And they asked the governor, said, are you going to let this athletic director at LSU hire the next guy? And he said, absolutely. Of course, he said it to where you almost couldn't understand him because he's so Cajun. He was like Farmer Fram.
Yeah.
I can't do the accent good enough, but yeah, he pretty much said he's not going to make the decision. It's going to be a group of people, a committee. They're not letting him make another $50 or $100 million decision because he's clearly can't negotiate. He cannot negotiate.
No. He's apparently not really good at that. And a lot of these, and we talked about this too. You put academic people in charge of athletics, it's not going to end well.
Yep. You just can't let him make the third terrible hire. And the Jimmy Sexton is not happy about it. I can promise you, because that's the guy that has been stirring the drink of these coaches' salaries for the last 20 years. He's got just about every coach in his box.
Oh, how much is that dude making a year?
A lot of times you're negotiating with him against other coaches. I mean, and he's in front. He's in charge of everybody. So he's the master of getting the max number of years, max number of guaranteed dollars. And then when they fire him, he's like, well, it doesn't matter. You get all the money anyway, and I'll get you another job in a year or so, and you can just lie on the beach and make your $10 million every year.
And what is he making a year? He's got to be making $25 million a year.
Dude,
he's got everybody. He'll be representing the coach being fired and the three others they want to hire. I mean, he's getting money coming and going.
He's also got all the players too. All these players in the NFL and NBA and all that. He's got just dozens and dozens of them. It's a whole giant list of just players that are making $20 million a year, $15 million a year, and he gets about 10% of that.
He's a heck of a juggler, I'll tell you that. With all that he's got going,
the coaches love him. I mean, he's making them stupid rich,
and the kids too. So they can't stop him.
Yeah,
the schools and the conferences hate his guts, I'm sure.
Yeah, Brian Kelly. Supposedly it was a big blow up down there, Stone.
I can see him doing
that. They went in there, and I think they went in there and told him what he was going to have to do. And Brian Kelly's got a horrible temper. You've seen it many times on the sidelines and then after games. I mean, he's already gone after reporters and journalists like crazy and had to apologize to them. So I'm sure that I would have loved to have watched that meeting because Brian Kelly just in a closed door meeting. Can you imagine?
God.
Woo!
Probably throwing stuff. Who knows?
Yeah, it had to be. Well, here's probably what it looked like. I'd say.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
That's exactly. I promise you, that was Brian Kelly. In that.
Well, that's
meeting.
when the first moment I heard they fired it, it's like, God, man, they pulled the trigger fast, and I went, oh, I know what happened. They got on him about something, and he told him he probably f-bombed the you know what out of him, and they said, you're done.
That's exactly what happened. I think they told him he was going to have to bring in an offensive coordinator and that type of thing, and
yeah,
he was like, and I see he likes to call a lot of his plays, I believe. And that's usually, that's what happened to Billy Napier. He was supposed to bring in an offensive coordinator and give up play calling because the offense was struggling so bad, and he just couldn't do it. He just wasn't going to do it. So, I mean, I can kind of understand that. It's like, that's my thing. And if I'm not going to be able to do that, then I'm just standing there, and I just know if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down on my own. That's probably was his position. It's like, if I'm going to get fired, it will be doing what I think is best.
And he did.
And he did. And he did. That's exactly what happened.
Hey, more power to him. That's where you want to do it. But that was and you talked about this too. Nobody could fire anybody last year because the money was so much up in the air with the NCAA settlement and all that stuff. You just couldn't take the chance of having, especially him. He was, I don't know what he is now, but what was it? 40 million, his buyout last year would have been 40. Napier?
No, it's 27. They could have got rid of him for 27 million. They still got to pay him 20, and they've already paid him 10. He had to pay him 10 within the first 30 days. So,
I guess I was thinking about the Penn State guy, but it's still it was a ton of money, and that's not chump change. I don't care who you are.
Lord, no, that's a ton of money. They didn't want to pay 27 million, and he knew the athletic director Strickland knew they were going to want Lane Kiffin, and he hates Lane Kiffin. I mean, he doesn't want anything to do with him at all. So he's under the gun because the entire fan base 1,000% wants Lane Kiffin, to the point, I mean, I'm telling you, Florida they're so over the line that Lane may have to get a judge involved, get some sort of restraining order against them, because it's gotten completely out of hand. I mean, Kiffin's worried sick, and here comes Florida, and they got the block of wood getting ready to hobble him so he doesn't go anywhere. I mean, that's where we're headed.
Yeah, it's like the guy in that movie holding the boombox.
Oh yeah,
is Florida outside Lane Kiffin's house? In your eyes.
Yeah, that's where this is headed. And I think the problem is they're going to have to walk the Florida fan base off the edge, just come back from the ledge, because you're probably not going to get Lane, and you don't want to have a negative attitude if it's John Summerall from Tulane, who is a terrific coach. Yeah. He's a great coach. And they might better go after him before LSU gets him, because that would be a great pickup for LSU.
I'll tell you who the coach they should get. They won't do is the guy who was Heupel. Golesh would do great down there.
I know. I don't even know. I don't really want that to happen, but that'd be a great.
I really don't either. I hope they don't hire him, because he would be a great freaking hire.
I mean, he's already won. The guy's doing great at USF. He's had 2 top 25 wins. He beat Florida's butt at Florida. He did something we haven't done in 20 years. Beat him in the swamp.
And
very excited about the possibility of hiring him. And you could probably get him for $6 or $7 million a year, 5 years, and quit doing 7-8 year deals.
Yeah, you could really get him on the cheap, and he would be a great coach. And you could win. He could get you in the mix.
He's making $2.5 million at USF. $2.5 million. You could take him to 7 and darn near triple his pay. 5-year deal. Yeah. And there you go. That's the way to do it. That's what Tennessee did. We got the UCF coach, which was Josh Heupel. he was making about $3 million a year. We took him to 7 or whatever it was, and then he started winning. We took him to 8, then 9.
Yeah.
So why not go that route? And then you're not stuck with some giant. We'll see. They need to start making good financial decisions because so stupid. Some of these.
Yeah,
moves.
the money's just the buyout money and everything's just getting crazy. And they've got to stop making these long-term deals where they end up, if a guy doesn't work out in a couple of years, all of a sudden you've got these. Yeah, you can move on from him without giving up half your budget.
Well, they gave Billy Napier a 7-year deal, and Billy Napier was at Louisiana Tech. Okay, he was not at freaking Penn State or Ohio State or any big time program. He was at freaking Louisiana Tech, where anybody can pretty much win down there because they got plenty of great players in state, and they're playing an easy conference. It's not that big a deal to win at Louisiana Tech. And so they acted like he was God's gift, gave him a 7-year contract, whereas if they'd given him a 5-year contract, they would have already gotten rid of him, and they would have had their Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, he was totally over his head.
Yeah, hell, you could just, the way he spoke, you could just listen to him and tell he just wasn't on it. He was fine in a small conference where you're not really going up against some of these just super top level coaches. When you go up against a Kirby Smart or a Nick Saban or a Josh Heupel or all these great coaches out there, Kalen DeBoer, they're not going to make mistakes. And he kept making the same dumb mistakes over and over and over, just stuff that just kills you. And it cost him games over and over. It's like Nick Saban never did that.
And the in-game mistakes are just a dead giveaway.
Yeah. And he did it every time. There were so many games he lost over stupid crap. And that all filtered down through the team.
Yeah, with the top coaches, in-game mistakes are rare, and because they run such a taut ship and they know how to do it, and then their special teams are good, and they make a few mistakes. They don't make mental errors because that's been pounded into them. And when you don't have that culture, you don't win those close games.
Let's take a look at some of these. This Vandy versus Texas is going to be a really interesting game. Texas is only favored by 3.5. Georgia at Florida. That's in Jacksonville. That's always in Jacksonville. And Georgia's favored by 7.5. That's a game that we don't know because you never know what the crap to expect. This is almost unfortunate for Georgia for the simple fact.
Georgia playing? Who's Georgia
they're
playing?
Playing Florida at Jacksonville, but see, they don't know what offense they're going to really run. There's going to be all kinds of variations of it.
Oh, yeah.
It will be. So it's really that might have been what happened to Penn State. When they played UCLA, I think Penn State had never seen that offense that the Neuheisel guy threw at them, and it completely screwed up their defense. And it actually was effective, and then they kind of figured it out over the next week or two, and then Indiana figured it out completely. And just
Indiana correction, but that was shocking. UCLA beating Penn State. I was stunned at that.
Georgia's going to have.
Weren't they like a 3-touchdown favorite?
Do what now?
They were like a 3-touchdown favorite.
Penn State?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was ridiculous. It was crazy. As a matter of fact, let's look at the let me take this out. Ohio State's playing Penn State. So let me pull this one up. This could be very interesting. Penn State at Ohio State, and they're favored by 3 touchdowns, 20 points. I'll tell you what. This is really the only game they've got left until Michigan. They're playing right after Penn State, which is the only quality team they're playing the next 4. They've got Rutgers, UCLA, and freaking Purdue. All right, so this is the one game that could be a little bit of a trap game for them if they don't take them seriously, because you just never know when some team with a lot of talent could just pop up on you and just catch you at a bad time. Maybe you're overlooking them a little bit because Ohio State's, everybody's praising them. Next thing you know, they overlook a team that's got a lot of 4-stars on it. It's not like Penn State's a joke of a team. They were ranked number 1 at one point. So they've got some talent. They better be a little careful with Penn State and take care of business. And then they can breeze through the next 3 games. And then they got to play Michigan at Michigan, which is that's the game of the year for them. They cannot go to a 6th loss in a row on them. And I know Connor Stayens was a huge part of that, but they've got to end that streak. Otherwise, that Dave Portnoy is going to party like it's 1999 for the next 2 weeks. It's their Super Bowl, and they got to shut Dave Portnoy up. I mean, they must do that.
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest games of the season always for them and for both teams. And man, I can't root for Michigan. Michigan cheating.
No, there's just no way to.
The Michigan Cheating Academy. I can't root for those scumbags, but and allegedly, but nor can I root for South Carolina. Those cheating scumbags allegedly.
You don't like Portnoy. I'm just shocked.
Yeah, and yeah, give me a break. They all need to be in jail as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, just pay off the NCAA, and you can do whatever you want.
Obviously, their coach has a show cause on him right now because of being a repeat offender, and he deleted all that evidence, which he didn't actually delete. They were able to get it back. All those text messages from Connor,
but he tried to destroy evidence.
But when we got a 3-year show cause on our basketball coach Bruce Pearl, he wasn't allowed to coach anywhere, including Tennessee, for those 3 years.
Yeah,
but their coach is fine. It doesn't affect. Oh, he did get a 1-game suspension that he gets to pick himself next year. Not this year, next year.
Yeah, so he'll take his suspension when they play his Little Sisters of the Poor, and it won't matter. But and that's the thing. And that's the thing about the Big Ten and the ACC. They've got 2-3 tough games a season. That's it. And we're going to go to 9.
I keep thinking Big Ten. Like the top is really, really good. I keep expecting the middle to start improving dramatically because they're getting all that TV money. But there's so many teams in the Big Ten right now that are terrible. And they're just terrible. I can't believe it. Like Rutgers is crap. UCLA's crap. Purdue's crap. They've got Northwestern's crap. And it's like, my gosh. And here we are in the SEC. Our worst team is Vanderbilt, and they're number 9 in the country. That's a team that we shouldn't even have to be worrying about at the end of the year. And now we got to worry about them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And, and of course, a lot of those teams you mentioned, a lot of them are basketball teams. And it's like the Kentucky situation.
Purdue's great at basketball.
Yeah, they're like national champion contenders every year. Yeah. And, you think they really give a crap about football? And
obviously not. I mean, they're terrible. And I tell you, they're terrible. I mean, they're just awful.
That just gives them more money to spend on basketball.
I'm telling you, would you not love to play UCLA right now? You talking about
oh my God.
That would be so much fun. I'd love to
not
play
to mention the viewership would be through the roof.
Especially had it been earlier in the season. Had it been the first week or 2 or 3.
Yeah. I mean, imagine them coming and nailing.
That whole Nico mania has kind of died down since then because he struggled out there.
Yeah. I'd have gone to California to watch that game.
Yeah. Now, Indiana's the one team in the Big Ten that has really gotten their crap together. They're spending money. They spent $15 million last year on their players. They're good. I mean, they're really good. They're like in the top level of the Big Ten now, which is good for Indiana.
Yeah, and good for Indiana. And hopefully they beat some more of those Big Ten teams. But again, they're traditionally more of a basketball school.
Yeah, well, they've become football, and
they've become a football school now.
Oregon, big time. They beat the crap out of them. They beat, last week, who was they beat some team into the ground.
I think Oregon's overrated. They don't play
UCLA.
anybody.
They beat them 56-6. I mean, it was a disaster.
Yeah.
I'd never seen anything like it. It was just, I thought UCLA might score some points, but poor old Nico, the first pick six he threw, he was throwing the ball within probably a second of getting it. And as soon as he released it, there was a guy like around his neck like this, and the ball went dead left right into the defender's hands. I was like, Nico doesn't have a chance in that game.
No, he couldn't spell it. But, he wanted to go somewhere they would protect him better.
Yeah. Well,
how'd that work out for you?
Let's take a little look-see at what we're going to be. This Oklahoma game is a play-in or play-out game.
Yeah.
We've got,
this is do or die.
Yeah, let me take a look at these injuries. Well, wait a minute. Wrong one. There we go. Yeah, Jermon McCoy, of course, is out, and Ricky Gibson, we know about that. Arian Carter is questionable. That's our leading tackler.
Man, that hurt last week.
Yeah, it hurt. They've got out like some offensive tackles and stuff like that. They got 3 guys. All of these are offensive linemen, so that's where they've really been hurt. But ours has been cornerbacks. So,
Yeah.
Of course, if they can't protect John Mateer as well, that hurts their offense. Well, that's why their offense is like towards the bottom of the SEC.
Yeah.
Well, their injuries might be part of that too. And Mateer is not seeing the field real good from what I can tell. He's missing guys that are wide open just because he's not seeing them. I don't know if it's because he's such a dual threat guy. He's looking to run so much.
Yeah.
Or what's going on. Or it might be that thumb too is bothering him. And he's got a broken thumb that he's coming back from.
Yeah. It's sounds like a number of things, but hopefully the sketchy play continues this Saturday.
Well, and
it's going to boil down. I think it just boils down to, John, can we stop them enough?
Yeah, it's going to be up to Nealand. Nealand's
I think
going to make a huge difference in this game with the
Nealand's going to make a big difference. I think Nealand's a 2-score advantage coming in with they're going to do the dark mode and all that. The crowd will be crazy. The weather's supposed to be good, I think, isn't it? After a week of rain. So everybody's going to be there having a good time. What time's the game?
7:30, I believe, or 7 o'clock.
Okay, great.
We're going to do the fireworks. They're going to do everything. It's our first.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to pull out all the stops. Again, I think it just comes down to, I think Nico will get it, or excuse me, Josh will get his points. He's going to do well. Can we just stop them enough? We can outscore them. And
we're averaging 45 points right now per game. Now, I don't expect to do that against Oklahoma, the number 1 defense in the SEC. But here's what I will say about that: to do that with the clock rules the way they are now is phenomenal, because you're losing almost 10% of your plays because the clock runs the entire time. Even when you run out of bounds, the clock runs, unless you're within the bottom last 2 minutes. The only time it stops is if it's an incomplete pass.
Or if it's a TV timeout. But
no, they'll do that. They'll do a lot of TV, but that's, that you don't get.
That's about it. Yeah, the game does not delay anymore, and which is a good thing. But so it doesn't make it horribly long. But to be that productive in a less amount of time. Of course, that's how much going fast makes a difference.
Yeah.
And finally being able to go fast again, John, we talked about that a lot. It's amazing to be able to finally go fast again.
Well, it throws the defense into a whole whirlwind because they're trying to figure out
set
where
up,
to go.
You don't have time to read. Reading players and sets and all that is a huge part of defense, especially if you're linebacker or corners and defensive backs. It's you're on the line. It's just the guy in front of you, but pretty much. But when you're linebacker, corners, you're trying to get reads off the quarterback as they set up, as they come out. And when we're getting up the line and boom, there's not a whole lot you can do. Then you don't get to catch your breath to the next play.
Yeah, and it's the tough part is you better know where Chris Brazel is at all times, because that dude will get by you so fast.
He will burn your butt.
And if he does, it's over, because Joey's going to hit him. He's going to find him, and he's going to hit him. It's not like it was last year when Nico would have a wide open Brazil and just 5 yards past him, no chance to catch it. I kept telling Nico, if he would have just listened to me, underthrow it. Underthrow the damn thing. Throw it straight up.
Try to underthrow it, and it'll be right on target.
Oh, God.
But Matthews is good. Matthews is that way too. He just might not catch it every time. But
and then that Staley cat, fast as crap.
Yeah, and we got a good tight end too.
Yeah. Let's get into a few of these games that are going to be very interesting to watch. Let's see. There we go. First of all, that Penn State, Ohio State. We talked about Vandy and Texas. Here's another one. Miami at SMU. Miami's coming off a terrible loss to Louisville, a heartbreaker. This is about when they start screwing up and miss the playoff. Yeah. This SMU, they're going to be heavily favored, or Miami is. Let me put that back on there. But I can tell you right now, if they screw this up, SMU will jump them. Miami's favored by 11, but it's at SMU's the type of team that will get you.
Yeah, that's
that
a
should be
sneaky good team.
Super interesting game.
Yeah, and how many losses does Miami have now? Because they were up there.
One. They only got one.
I thought, yeah, they were undefeated there. They were one of the last undefeated teams, weren't they?
Yep. And then here's Louisville against Vautech. That's Jeff Brom. Brom should be a hot commodity right now. He is a terrific head coach. I think he'd be a great get for either Florida or LSU. And I hate that for Louisville. He might stay there, their alma mater. Indiana's playing Maryland. That's going to be an absolute they're going to kill.
Oh, that's going to be a slaughterhouse.
Yep. Now here's Notre Dame. They're playing Boston College. Boston College is awful. I mean, they're just awful.
Notre Dame is pathetic. Notre Dame should not be allowed in the playoff.
Well, now you're being a little anti Notre Dame because you don't like the fact that they won't.
Well, how is that fair that they don't have to play in a conference? They don't have to play a conference championship, and which is an extra game where you can get players hurt, you get beat up, and I mean, look at Georgia last year. They had to play in the SEC championship game, and they lost the quarterback, and that was it. They were done.
Yeah,
and they probably had a good chance of winning another national championship.
Here's the thing. They're Notre Dame.
Just saying.
Notre Dame is very special. They're very different from everybody else, Wilmot.
They're the precious pups, I know.
They are precious pups, and they get special treatment, and you need to learn it, know it,
live it.
If I had that little clip right now. So it just is.
Well, if they go 1-11, they'll be in the playoffs. That's what pisses me off.
All right. Then we got, of course, we talked about that. Purdue is playing at Michigan. Now, Michigan should win that easily. Purdue's terrible, but Michigan got the $11 million quarterback that is not worth a third of that. Ball worth of crap. So I don't even know what to do with that one.
Yeah, that'd be a shame if the cheating academy lost.
And then Wake Forest at FSU. This is a huge game for FSU. I can tell you if they don't win, now surely Wake Forest is terrible, but I will say this. Mike Norvell, they want rid of him, and they would owe him $50 million as well. He's another Jimmy Sexton head coach that got Alabama went down there and talked to him, and of course, Jimmy Sexton went, yes.
Yeah.
And it was the 1 year he's had that was really good there where he was undefeated. And before then, he wasn't worth crap. After then, he's been terrible. And Norvell, I mean, that season made him $1 billion. And so Sexton got a deal for him, 10-year, $100 million guaranteed. And now FSU stuck with that damn thing. And it's killing them. And they want rid of him so bad they can't stand it. But Alabama, see, this is what I was talking about. And I'm getting ready to get on my freaking soapbox. Quit going after everybody's head coach at the Power Four. Because when you do that, these teams like freaking Florida State, Kentucky, when Texas A&M went after him, Lane Kiffin, all these coaches, they get these giant raises, and then they're stuck, and all these teams are stuck because you won't go get a guy out of the group of five or an assistant coach. No, I got to go get your coach. And when you do that crap, guess what happens? Salaries, boom, 10-year guaranteed. It sucked, and you got to quit doing that, and we won't do it because we got to have Lane Kiffin. We got to have whoever it is that's hot that year, and if we don't get them, we shouldn't even care about football. We won't even show up the game. We'll leave in the third quarter because we're spoiled rotten.
You mad, bro?
Yes. Because now they're going sniffing around Josh Heupel. Leave Heupel alone, LSU. Leave him alone. We don't need to have to give him $1 billion contract, Jimmy Sexton. You imagine how happy he is right now with all this going on. I mean, this is his Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Right now he's designing his next mansion, Wilmot, his 5th mansion.
Yeah, he's never let a good crisis go to waste. He's benefiting off the firings and everything so much, it's ridiculous. And yeah, he's just sitting there doing the.
Oh, it's just making me so mad, and it's just over and over.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, yeah, he's loving. I had to get that out because I'm so tired of it. I'm so sick and tired of having to pay these coaches this amount of money guaranteed, and then you're stuck with them for life, all because other teams got to go get that guy. He's winning,
Yeah.
so we want him. And here's the other thing. What are you doing that for? What do you go get your own coach? Go get your own coach. You don't have to go steal your competitor's coach. Go get your own and beat him. Look, if you're so great, Florida, why do you have to go get Lane Kiffin? Why can't you go get Alex Golesh and beat the world with him? He's a terrific coach. Why do you have to go take Ole Miss's coach? Take him from them.
All these ADs, they want proven guys. They want guys that's, what have you done for me lately? Oh, he won this year. I need him. And
I'm telling you, it's the fan bases and the donors that are doing it. It's the fan base.
That's a huge part of it
And
too.
social media. Social media is playing a huge role in this. See, 20 years ago, we didn't have all this social media. So athletic directors weren't under intense pressure. They could make smart financial decisions. Here's a guy that's up and coming. We can bring him in for, $1-2 million. And if it doesn't work out, we can let him go after 3 years. But no, now because of X, which used to be Twitter, I mean, it's gone, it's nuts. I mean, and YouTube, I mean, watch any Florida YouTube or LSU YouTube or whatever. They're all talking about getting Lane Kiffin or getting this coach or that coach. And you're going, get your own coach. Leave Ole Miss alone. Those fans deserve, they went and got him from a crappy little school in Florida, gave him a chance to be in the SEC, and they can't even enjoy it because every year here comes Auburn, here comes Florida, here comes LSU, and destroys their season, and they're trying to hold on to the guy. And, of course, Lane is such a narcissist, he won't just go ahead and sign the contract extension and say, look, everybody, we're going to be good. I'm fine. I'm staying here. Let's play out this season. But he won't do that because he needs to hear his name all the time. So I blame
even if he has no intent to leave, you just get another big raise and extension. So
go ahead and get it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
They'll do it today.
Yeah. And so that's what he's playing for. And I think he'd be a fool to leave Ole Miss.
Yeah. I do too.
But,
I think he can win. Well, he's proven he can win there. He's got just as much money as Florida or LSU when it comes to money for players. They've proven that. They give him tons of money in the transfer portal. So,
and nobody really has till he got there. And so that's been a huge thing. But the pressure is lower there. And apparently the money's there and he can really do well in the transfer portal. He's an expert at that. But, and if I hate his guts, but he's a good offensive coach, and that's what you got to be. But he's, like you said, never underestimate what a narcissist might do. Just satisfy their own ego.
I promise you, the athletic director at Ole Miss has a contract extension ready for him with a raise. I promise you that. It's just he doesn't want to do that. Now, the one positive he can get out of it, he can probably pressure the donors for more money for players and things like that. But they're already treating him like gold anyway. So that shouldn't take more than a day or two to get that taken care of, at least a week. I mean, get this taken care of before it ruins your season like it did in 22. So
it's not like he's got aspirations to go like the NFL. He's been there, and it was not fun. So,
I can tell you this much: if I'm Florida, and I think as highly as I look, it's a great freaking university. Go hire Alex Golesh and win with him. He's a terrific coach. It'll save you a ton of money. And quit. Just be your own man. Be your own team. And for LSU, John Summerall at Tulane right there is a terrific coach. You know him well. He'd be a great hire for you. You don't have to have Lane or Josh or any of these other guys. Just stop it. Just stop and go get a good coach because look what you just did. Look what you just did, LSU. You went up and got Brian Kelly from Notre Dame. You paid him a stupid amount of money, all guaranteed. Didn't work out, and now you owe him $50 million. And he actually did okay. He averaged 9.5, 10 wins a year. But it wasn't enough for LSU. Why not hire this Summerall guy, give him a 5-year deal, $35 million, and if he doesn't work out after 2 or 3 years, you get rid of him. But if he does, give him a raise, and you're golden. He's a terrific coach. Or go get Jeff Brom from Louisville. At least it'd be out of the conference. I hate it for Louisville fans, but at least it'd be out of the conference. You could give him a raise, and there you go. This is even worse.
Don't underestimate the narcissism of some of these ADs either, John. And they love to put a big higher feather in their cap, even if it costs the college, $50 million, $70 million, $100 million.
They're under pressure to win. If they don't, they get fired too.
And they're under pressure to make big hires.
Well,
Splash hires.
why don't they do what Danny White did? You know, he went and got Josh from UCF, and he just hired the baseball coach after, you know, we lost Tony Vitello, which broke everybody's heart. And he hired the assistant coach. He didn't go take anybody else's coach. He got Kim Caldwell, who I think is going to be a terrific coach. He went and got her from a very small school, didn't have to pay her a ton of money, and I think she's going to be very successful. So go that route. And Rick Barnes was fired at Texas, and we picked him up, and he's been fantastic. You don't have to go get everybody else's coaches. There are good coaches out there. If you give them the support they need and you hire smart coaches, you'll do well.
And you got to have the right idea, the right AD to be a guy who recognizes that and will do that.
And is
Like
willing
I said,
to do it.
I like the pressure is so great from fan bases, from donors, and all that to get the big hires and say, and again, put a feather in your cap, and you can say, I hired that guy, and you know, usually, and a lot of times it ends up biting you in the butt, though. But like,
Oh, big time. Well, I mean, look right now. LSU's got to come up with 50. That's why the governor got involved. You know, the Landry guy, he's like, this is nuts. He's like, this is the athletic director that cost Texas A&M $76 million, and now he's cost us 50. He said he's not making that decision anymore. He's not making that decision. And he's a governor. I mean, sometimes people have to step in to stop the madness. If I'm the governor, I'm saying, look, you're going to hire a guy who's really good, but you're not going to pay $100 million to this dude and guarantee you're not doing that. We don't have that kind of money in Louisiana, and I'm not going to have you take money that could go take care of our people better and spend it all on one dude. We're just not doing that. We're not.
Yeah.
And the governors have the power to do, and that's how bad things have gotten, where a governor's got to step in.
yeah, just like I said, it's getting crazy. Everybody wants the hot commodity at the time, and I get it. It's like, you know, they want the 5-star out of high school too, but that's not always the best.
Doesn't work out so good either. Look at
in fact, it rarely does.
Nico, DJ Lagway, Manning's Arch Manning's been struggling. The kid up in Michigan, he's been struggling. I mean, these 5-stars are no guarantees because there's so much that goes in. Look, you're better off with a 4th or 5th year guy that's actually got some moxie and has proven he can play under pressure, the Joey Aguilars of the world. Yeah. There's quite a few of them out there that you're better off with the proven winner that is a reasonable price than going and paying some stupid amount of money based on, oh, he might do something great, and most likely he's not going to.
Yeah, if you're an AD who can look past the beauty contest and look at who would be the contributors who could come in and contribute immediately. Because a lot of these guys, I mean, fresh out of high school, man, I couldn't tie my own shoelaces together. And you know, you're going to put them in charge of a D1 offense. You know, they're going to fold. And you know, that's the thing. And it's the same thing with a lot of these.
It takes 3 years for a quarterback to really understand the speed, the offense, and reading the defenses that are constantly trying to fool and trick you. And it takes that amount of time before you really get good at being a quarterback. It's so rare to have a freshman do anything in the Power 4.
And they're not used to defensive players being able to read them like they do.
Oh yeah.
And Division I.
They suck.
You know, every coach talks about eye discipline.
Yeah.
What does that mean? That means not staring down the damn receiver that you're going to throw it to, because they pick up on that, and that's when all of a sudden it's a pick or a pick six, and you just can't do that. And a lot of these very young quarterbacks, they just like, how did he know?
Oh, they decoy him to death. They decoy him like crazy. See, in high school,
and they decoy like crazy, and they're good at that. I mean, that's what defenses feast on. That way, they hope they can find a quarterback who will stare down a receiver, and you know, that's like Christmas. But you know, and we could talk about that all day. But you know, again, going back to.
We've almost gone an hour.
Has it been that long already?
We're gonna have to get off our soapboxes. You and I are both. I started out getting on my soapbox, then you got on yours.
Oh yeah, and I didn't even get into the Alabama ref who I think got suspended for hugging a player just before the game started, the Tennessee-Alabama game. Oh, don't get me started on that.
Here we go. Here we go. Wilmot's
It's
gonna.
not a conspiracy theory if it's true, John.
Again.
Wilmot likes to talk about his conspiracy theories. You may be right. You might be.
It's not a theory if it's true.
Yeah. This is Wilmot talking about all referees right here.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
All right,
Obi
folks.
Will Kenobi.
Yeah, Obi will. He does not like refs. All right,
No.
Chilmont, I'm going to end the stream. I appreciate y'all showing up to listen to me and my brother discuss all of this big-time college sporting news. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay. Ending stream.